you had a flash. I was going to mention there was still a flash available there for Mitch. And if that actually full blinded both players and he actually swung that better here for OXG, maybe it could have been a different story. But you see the idea. He actually had the full blind there onto Thief, but unfortunately not onto, I think that was Penny at the top, right? So with Penny being not fully blinded, Mitch couldn't really figure out which target he could have taken. And maybe that's why Vernal kind of stayed back, because he just wanted to make sure that he could maybe try to get the trade on a 1v1 if Mitch was guaranteed one kill. Vernal looks like he's fighting under an earthquake right now. His monitor is shaking nonstop. So is he nervous in this game? Maybe. And maybe Bonkar as well, which is why he's pulling out this last time out for OXG as the scoreline's 10-9 for YFP.
Dude, there's either a sick rager going downstairs, or the win is more important than an earthquake. Or shaky leg syndrome, I don't know. But now that both timeouts have been expended from both teams, we're going to determine if we're going into a deciding map of Lotus, or will Oxygen remain as the second seed of Group A and put fear into the eyes of YFP, who are just right on the edge of relegation, as I mentioned. But after this timeout from Oxygen, see if they can stop this ramp push out of YFP. The judge, oh, it's time for fun! Double kill from Mitch, but a beautiful leer from Penny. Try and fight back against this as YFP shift away from ramp with only 2 people left. At least Jonah will be healed.
You see what I mean? You get at the perfect plays and the perfect reads. You're going to call a timeout and try to... I mean, I guess it was OXG's timeout, but at the same time, YFP's using that timeout to your advantage. And then they get met by a judge, and Mitch gets 2 kills out of it. And now they have a disadvantage for YFP. I mean, what more do you want me to say in terms of color commentary? They tried to move up a ramp. They got judged. No, but jokes aside, there's just so much map control right now from OXG. Look how pushed up we are towards B main. All they could do right now is just play reactionary. They're going to give a lot of responsibility onto Verno. Oh, that spike. He just saw the person drop here as he was trying to move through. And Physic at least will manage to stay alive and get the plant safe.
YFP know where Scuba, Verno, and Redux are. Redux was spotted at ropes. Of course, Verno at the back site, and Scuba close to in heaven. So YFP off of this information. Physic low can at least be the first one to spot this out. The pit has to live. Jonah emerges out of the safety of his cocoon and foils the round for YFP. Oxygen will defuse and tie.
We'll take that. If you're gonna lose against 2 judges and then you get the victory from a boom bot to tie up the game, you'll take it. Cheese for cheese, but again, beautiful. Actually, not again, but a nice little pick towards the end and drop that the hyperspec quite early there against YFP. So at least you'll salvage that round as well. You made what, 3 players still alive, 2 players still alive off that last engagement. So this is going to give you a little bit of confidence here, because you're still going to be able to come out with a much stronger buy than your opponents have. YFP only have a stinger to work with. They are 1 orb away of getting Seekers too, though, but it's not really leaning out towards easier for them to take orb. It's actually Physic holding in towards side, so they could actually get a flash on the top and take control of A ramp early. Oh no, Physic just got spammed too. Okay, we'll take those. We'll take those.
This SMG sprays through the smoke, hopes for the best. Scuba just goes unnoticed, then Redux dominates at the top of B here. YT, B, hitting in the smoke against Scuba. He's just in a wall when it comes to protecting B.
Shadows traveling.
The back of that Scuba has
cover going out.
Defense, and Redux just gets to walk at Thief. Spike is down. And Bones is the element of surprise. Hoping to get into a high ground position now.
Spike down, B.
The first blood that came out from YFP side, which is Bones' stinger. They were trying to get that orb on the A side for Physic, and he just got sprayed through the Viper orb, a Viper wall rather. And that was just unfortunate, which really didn't give him a chance.
Last player standing.
To set up and try
Spike
to
down, B.
Try to move inside the site. They were losing their players on one extremity, and then like, okay, we gotta up the tempo towards the B side, but it didn't for the mid kill.
My bad, sorry.
For them to enter towards the site, and OXG was Just able to get
Their cipher knows
easier
too
round there.
much.
So, at 5 for YFP. They are trying to run behind the Seekers just to close the gap. Showstopper.
Here.
Alright. Full showstopper. Spikes in the corner. Redux gets out 5 HP and sets up Dapper for a multi-kill. Maybe should have dropped in that. Nonetheless, YFP is down to 2. Got the Empress. Got Penny. The GOAT. Thief trying to play. See if anyone from Oxygen wants to emerge. A Trailblazer in 2 fights. There's a lot of options out of Oxygen. Or they need to go the distance against YFP. I don't know if they really need to use
Cover going out.
Not all the util. Easy cleanup out of Oxygen.
Yeah.
And win a match point.
Still use the Seekers, though, just to confirm the round. We'll take that, right? OHG has been falling behind throughout the first
Cover going out.
This far enough the game, and now they're at the brink of also their back pick, right? So if they're losing that match,
Yeah, we lose
Spike
them.
down mid.
a lot of confidence for all of you moving into the second match. So you're making sure here that you're confirming the rounds, making sure you don't come
Last
into any
player
surprises of
standing.
where the last 2 players are positioned inside this A site. And you're able to guarantee this round. And even them using the Seekers, I mean, they still have a pit and a lockdown available for number 23, which is going to make it very difficult here for YFP to try to salvage something and try to force this into overtime. You're already seeing here, they're going to force out an early pit on the middle, coming out from Dapper. And even Boombot that starts down early as well, just to see if it's going to get shot. Now they realize that there's going to be a little bit of pressure on mid to start things off.
30
YFP
seconds
are
left.
Going to go for the Hail Mary. All players rotating over towards this B site.
One enemy remaining.
Them Scuba in the back of Billboard, in the back of Default. And can they succeed this time around with more players alive after?
What a mountain to overcome for YFP. In terms of ults that they have to face.
10 seconds left.
Smokes in their way. Stars.
I have this
Cosmic
bite.
Divide. Lockdown.
I can't play it.
Planning.
You should stop trying.
They won't go down.
Yeah, good job.
It will be with
I can't believe I did that.
Damn! Even I couldn't keep up. Spike into position. Plants at the corner. This is dangerous. You don't have control of heaven, but Penny will catch mid. Empress activated there for Penny.
Nice 1 HP.
Watching the flank. Oh, Bruno gets away with that. Thief there for the trade. A good round.
Find a way through them.
Oxygen. There's the paranoia from Thief just to shake up top of B here and put the smoke down. Redux is maybe happy with this type of cover. And YFP just waiting for the ducks, I should say the birds, to leave the nest.
Guys, mid.
And Redux will just get away with
Enemy A.
Yeah. This is an important gun
Here.
to see. You can maybe drop a weapon here for Dapper so you can get full U kill. The fire's gonna go off. Nobody's gonna hunt him down. So that's a silver lining at that point. And that was a beautiful kill for a trade. You mentioned that flank from Verno. If Verno actually got that pick, that was a lockdown for them to retake towards the site too. It would have been difficult here for YP to get these done. At least on
Shadows traveling.
But none of that. OXG, some beautiful shots coming out from YFP. And I love the package that they use.
One enemy remaining.
An orb flash, but this time instead of working the back of the billboard, they went for the package with orange all the way towards New Box, which allowed for them to get the opener onto. So that's a great way to potentially bring this into OT. But interesting enough, round 24, you're pulling out a knock.
Sure. Once you
Does
get
anyone
rid of
have
all
fun?
the util from YFP, or at least try to dodge it. Trying to shoot through the wall, but no contact on the Redux. Thankfully for YFP, who obviously didn't know the office there.
Exactly.
Gonna not walk into it.
That was a very, very nice call to not overextend there into B main, because you definitely saw that there was an opportunity for a free kill with that awesome Redux, and they had to repivot it quite early in this round. Although it hasn't been shot yet, so this is still a great opportunity for OXG to rotate. Watching towards
My
mid from
ultimate
now.
is ready.
Might be looking to re-hit towards B side, though. There's only Scuba in B.
Cover going out.
This op from Redux, though, will be watching over B. So this is still a dangerous position. 3 now of Oxygen, ready for this push. This YFP and noise at B main. The teleport from Thieves to check the back in. Gets down. Here's the opening for YFP. 4 versus 2. Inferno with a lockdown available. 1 flash for Mitch. The plant successful out of YFP. Trying to heal everybody to full. YFP will play from B main.
Yeah, and you'll play pulse plants too. You'll take it because this null command now being used, or sorry, the lockdown, be used by Verno is not going to do anything. Everybody's just playing long range at the spike. We're definitely going into overtime this time around. So nice there for YFP. There for YFP.
My
on the
ult's right.
execution towards this B site.
30 seconds left.
And they use snake bites towards that default spot to not allow here OXG to really swing out for the kills. So they flood the site perfectly. They get the plant. Now they'll
Last
just play
player
it.
standing. One enemy remaining.
Verno gets one for the road. He's gonna go down with the ship. YFP will get out. And yeah, 12-12 overtime. That's three in our sights. YFP have denied what looked like an obvious win out of Oxygen just based on how many ults they had near kind of the end of this game. But it's anyone's game now.
Definitely. Another one of those clean slates to continue on. The night here for the Knights North American Challengers. And YFP, at least, we've always mentioned OXG being one of the top dogs right now in a top 3. And YFP that was having like a nice victory in week number 1, still towards the mid because they're trying to integrate Thief right now in the roster. And now it seems pretty decent right now, you know? They come up with something different in terms of their composition. They're able to add a lot of firepower with Thief. They're using double duels this time around, no sentinels, although this is where they struggled a little bit. Well, actually,
Cover going out.
They got 5 rounds on the defensive side.
They are so dead.
In a pretty good spot to maintain right now. They start a flash down towards a ramp, a jump spot towards mid. They have some but they don't know that this is supposed to be a last second lean towards the A site. But remember when they were doing last second leans towards the A site? There was actually Physic and Penny just owning it up.
And Oxygen kind of a 2-1-2 split. Oxygen flashes at A.
Shadows traveling.
Putting pick here onto
Rest.
take control of A.
Careful.
I know exactly where you
are. Reina very self-sufficient in that regard, but Oxygen, once the smokes are clear from mid,
still inside.
You had your fun. My turn.
Still in sight. 3 killed.
they have that covered. Oxygen,
Spike planted.
here's the entry.
Last player standing.
Hidden in the corner.
One enemy remaining.
Strike and now couple. 2-man advantage for Oxygen with the spike planted, and the wins continue to accumulate for Oxygen as Dapper dominates heaven. 2 at the top side there, Bones and Jonas. Only a satchel to work with, and if it's time to swing,
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team.
Oh, that's a great
So,
way to start the overtime
what's
for
the plan?
Oxygen. But there was a slight split-second decision right there from Physic where he was trying to maintain trigger discipline right here, trying to line up those 2 kills. The satchels made it a little bit difficult for him to try to focus on those 2 kills, and that extra hold actually was a disadvantage for YFP because that's how that's how Penny got picked off, and that's how he got killed by Verno running through because he waited a little bit too long. That ends up being called the 1 round behind, and also map point rather for OXG in this series. YFP now switching things over. Double duel composition. We mentioned again that they found some good value in. They were able to push this over into an overtime.
Watching here.
Hey, the Trailblazer.
Cover going out.
It was a Lear? No, maybe not. Play off that Trailblazer.
Back like I never left.
Take any damage, they will not be shaken from their position. Only for me on mid, but why am I doing that up? Now that the smokes keep regenerating, go somewhere where they can actually see.
Careful there.
Oh, you're in that drop, maybe.
Our carrier is dead.
2 for his effort.
Spike down
Just
B.
lining up easily like that. YFP, man down, or won't go down without a fight, and YFP just catches Mitch from behind. YFP saved the plant. Redux with a boombot, trying to play off the contact. But Boyle
Last player standing.
Shadows traveling.
30 seconds
I
left.
whiffed, my
Three.
bad.
As Penny on a rampage, 3 kills this round. Now that Viper wall comes down there, Scuba has vision. Here's someone stomping below, and it was all just a ruse. Just
You could pick
paint.
up my Vandal.
That's why we match it up 13-13.
And you mentioned it was Penny that really round. I mean, 4K in 3 to open up the site.
Nice try.
Even doesn't even matter if he's gonna eat a
Win.
flash by Mitch.
Show me where to go.
Away on time to only be half blinded and still continue to push forward towards elbow to get the backstab kill. And you mentioned you want to get
What?
ability. Birdo gets 2 kills, but because they had so many players from YFP, you saw the instant trades coming out right after, and that's Penny. I mean, they're utilizing him as not the first entry because they have bones to be able to do that with satchels if needed be, and then he could just be again that janitor that you mentioned, the cleanup for the rest of the team, and he's doing that quite well. So I'm loving this little double duelist play that's being utilized by YFP, and it doesn't have to be a double dive, right? There's really only bones that's utilized for that, and then the rest comes down to death balls, fundamentals, and trades, and it's a beautiful plan being set up by Gogi so far.
Just seeing how willing YFP are to defend. Just play off of contact with the Verno turret. You see Physic with the Trailblazer in ramp. Oxygen usually like to use their own Trailblazer in mid, but just apparently have baited YFP into looking at A so much that this could be a favorable pinch for Oxygen. They can get into heaven fast enough, but this forces YFP off the site and all the way back.
There.
Ooh. I think they might have heard the fall back towards the A site, so that engages OXG to pivot towards B. Already have an instant rotate, but these anchors on B side have to come up huge.
Match found.
Shell Redux leads the way, spraying before he even sees where the threat is. You remove the 2 defenders as Oxygen still have Jonah to deal with, and now the plant could be free. Physic has no flashes, only Penny to rely on, who's late to the party. So Physic goes 1-1, makes the job easier. 1v3 for Penny. All the health clear comes out, and Penny couldn't get anything done.
They needed to anchor those 2 players on site. It had to get at least 1 each or something like
Match
that to give a chance
found.
for the rotate to happen. So nice here for Oxygen to just be very quick to answer back on the initial engagement that came out from YFP. And that's the game plan, as we mentioned before. Sometimes on a defense, because you don't have a sentinel, you have to try to aggress. And they tried to do so by just at least trying to shut down Oxygen on the continuous A side flash double satchel into A ramp that they've been using quite often. And the round that you're trying to flash out and try to get info out there, they're still playing out towards spawn and holding that area. So that's a nice little counter here from OXG to a nice little call coming out here from Mitch to just tell the team to just slow down for a bit, and we'll just try to figure it out as we go through the map. And now YFP is going to be forced to time out once again at a disadvantage against OXG.
See, the earthquake has calmed down, and that's exactly what the point of this timeout is. YFP, when they go the distance into overtime, like thinking about their sunset map against Core last week, went 16-14, and they choked at the end. And this is, oh, okay, the earthquake is starting again. So YFP just have to calm down and play their game, not look at the scoreline. They've been able to match Oxygen shot for shot, but constantly having to play from behind, and now on match point, series point, it's a really stressful position to be in. And this is where YFP just have to trust each other on this.
And they hear a little bit of noise, so they
I
know
will
there's
drain
at
the life
least
from our
players
prey.
on the A ramp.
That's all
That's
they're
Bruno jump
good
spotting.
for.
Unfortunately, crosshair placement wasn't there. They tried to punish that right away. But YFP do a good job to just slowly break down KJ util.
Normal Trailblazer from Physic in mid. See who could be in vents. Is an option for YFP to crunch from mid into A. Not really getting any info from there, so Physic has to join the team so that this last flash that he has can help the entry. YFP has, of course, a lot of options, even with the rear and the satchel engine bone.
This is a different setup, right? They have the Scuba playing towards the A side. They can get ready for Nanoswarm and paint shells on top of that.
Reloaded. The headshot still.
Bunch of guys, eh?
Drop in a smoke.
I felt that was one of those moments there where You would have had Penny just start owning it up towards the end of the game.
Spike planted.
That's 180 from Bruno to actually just shut everybody down. And look at everybody. I think they're just running quickly to go to a bathroom because that was a really long first there.
Jeez, and it was really close. And we said, yeah, maybe we're getting 2-0 vibes from these matches, but it's still
Enemy
very,
spotted.
very
A.
close. Storyline.
Last player standing.
6-6, and now we went into overtime where, yeah, everyone might have predicted Oxygen, but why
symphony
a
of
seriously
death.
good fight based on how
You get used to.
Yeah, definitely. That's them just working things out and trying to figure out how they can really counter against Oxygen Gaming's or Oxygen Esports, composition and playstyle on them at the split. And they definitely came in studying, but unfortunately, when they had that lead, it kind of just slipped towards the end. They had to fight back for the OT, and when we got into those OT rounds, they didn't have that much
do your
stronger
thing.
defense like they did on the first half that they played. So that's unfortunately the end.
And the end of the game, I want to say hi to Sierra because not Sierra after
No
the break.
peeking.
Interviewing ready, so see you after this.
Drop in a smoke.
Spike planted.
Enemy B.
For you.
Last player standing.
No peeking.
Sage, you are the perfect player. Spike down A.
No peeking. I need help. I need help. No peeking. Enemy spotted. A.
Spike down A.
Have one of these. Saw that coming. For you.
One enemy remaining.
Drop in a smoke. Right here.
Thirty seconds left. Spike planted.
Drop in a smoke. I need help. They messed up. Now we keep them down. I've got your trail. peeking. Drop in a smoke.
The hunt begins.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
We good.
The city needs me. I can't be away for long. Let's send this. At least they kept it interesting.
Drop in a smoke.
Enemy spotted. Enemy C. Somebody's there. Embarrass him.
Spike down. C.
No peeking.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Come on, let's go! Careful now. Sorry, bro. Watch your eyes!
Yeah, that was the most obvious thing in the world.
My ult is ready.
He's mine. Let's do this.
Honestly, what a way to kicking off this series between Oxygen and YFP. And I have to apologize to the YFP fans out there because I feel like I was pretty dismissive to kick things off. But boy, did they put up a fight here, honestly. Taking us to the second round of overtime before Oxygen were finally able to close it out on their map pick ban. I mean, they were fighting. It was a fun series.
Definitely was a fun series. I think we got some good stuff coming out from the duelists. We got some good stuff coming out from Penny. I mean, if you're
That's fun.
there was a little bit of mistakes happening here and there. I felt like this maybe could have been YFP's first map to win just because we were harping around how OSG was a little bit slow, if not very slow.
Spike
on trying
planted.
to hit sites, and when you couldn't really figure out how to play against Penny and Physic towards that A site, it was going to be like a bad start for you to kick things off on your map pick. Until OSG started playing defense and then judges had
Reloading.
more defensive side than we played these judges, and it just went back and forth at that point.
Drop in a smoke.
Overall, great job. I like that Midge, even though he's kind of the only initiative, the main guy that can use utility to enter.
No peeking.
He chose those moments carefully. Trailblazer mid, and then would always conserve one flash for
Cutting
that
their vision.
entry. And then Scuba's been pretty unstoppable at the map. But YFP went the distance against them. So much distance that I thought 2 games went by. So it was just great to see just YFP go that far, but you know the stress and the pressure really gets to them,
The
and when
enemy
it
only
comes to
looks
overtime
composed.
situations, they
Their
have
hearts
issues
tell
converting
the
those into big wins. But with how many first kills Oxygen got, maybe YFP should count their lucky stars.
Honestly, on that one, the way YFP were able to fight back and even just their anchors on stage at some point, I think was phenomenal. The defensive capabilities that they had, considering there was no Senti on their end there bans, also good. So when I look at this series, I mean, yes, they lost in that second round of overtime, but I don't look at this like, oh, they crashed.
They will cover.
I look at it as like, hey, this was a really competitive set. There's a lot to be proud of
series is to say not necessarily how OXG
I
could
need
really
help.
win quite comfortably, but how YFP could really try to counter OXG's type of style to really try to salvage a couple of rounds in their records going into the split, right? So again, realizing how OXG kind of plays, they play split a lot. They played it a lot during the off season at the same time as well, and you're just trying to understand and getting a lot of tape of how you could counter a lot of that stuff. And it was just trying to leverage Penny on this arena to do a lot, right? He's, oh, yeah, there we go. Hey. Yeah, and even though it looks like he's only 19 and 21, but in those overtimes, he had so much value and put so many good impact frags.
Drop in
to
a
keep
smoke.
the dream alive there for YFP. So in the end, it was
Last player standing.
just OXG finally figuring out their defensive side.
Spike planted.
Time too yeah, they just really were able to.
It was cool to see kind of the clutch moments that YFP had under certain types of pressure.
He says they're
Whether
bullets
it's
tickle.
Vintage, who got 2 or 3K on his own, solo holding the side on A, or Penny, who had a 3K on A as well, clutching that up. So I think YFP still did a really good job, just based on kind of the estimations that we had coming into this, and Jonah, who's always been that good anchor that we've really highlighted at the start of the series. So I'm excited to see what this next map is going to bring.
Yeah, and I have to, of course, give shout out to Redux there for an. I mean, I'm not surprised to see a fantastic Redux performance coming out.
No peeking.
Back
like I never left.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
How this is also a pretty strong map for Oxygen.
No peeking.
Let's reset. At this
Deep
point,
breaths
just
and all.
Have a draw.
Leveraging a little bit of Cypher at that point and playing double initiator too. So you don't have, I mean, you still have
Could have a
working
draw.
capabilities if you want to with the Cypher, but you're not doing the type of like conditioning wall with the Cypher to try to contain towards A side. You're actually trying to stick a little bit more as a group and leverage the breach that they currently have in their composition too, to like death ball the same way that they were doing on Split, and hopefully that could be a good way to topple OXG on this map.
Oxygen are perfectly happy with this. They actually picked last week 13-2, decimated them off of double initiator with the KO. So that's the main difference there.
I've got your trail.
YFP, that was the overtime that I brought up that went 16-14.
My ultimate. We're careful now.
They also lost this to TWT, so I'm really favoring Oxygen based on how last week went.
Spike down A.
No, it's my turn. It's my turn.
No,
Hold
your
on.
turn, your
I'm
turn.
gonna put my
We're
period in
fighting
there.
over here,
So,
man.
so you know.
Drop in a smoke.
Last player standing.
Just to tie on exactly what Lemon Key was saying.
One enemy remaining.
Together with Terrific, you got a very one-sided result here for OXG. I think it's also on leveraging what Redux is doing against Kentucky, for example, when they were trying to create safe, right? So he was able to find good value on not only going into the sites, but going head-to-head, close range, probably the style to get very close against the anchors of the site and really dominate here on the attack side. So that's something that you have to be ready for, and I think you could with the composition again that you're pulling out with the YFP. You have a breach. So if there's a breach that's going to be understanding to split the attack that OXG is currently bringing, maybe you only have a Redux into sight, but everybody else is going to be so far behind from a fault line, aftershock, flash, that you can
No
actually capitalize
peeking.
on an instant
Hi,
break
I'm pissed.
to take down Redux and just interrupt that after. So we'll have to see how this pans out as
Spike
we move
planted.
on from round to round.
Welcome to my
I know
world.
when you look at it, like, okay, this is strong for YFP, okay, this is strong for Oxygen.
Last player standing.
But I'm scared off by the fact this is strong for Oxygen, and then looking at, you know, last week's
outside.
performance
Ooh,
and
they're
stuff,
radiant.
I
Could
also
I have a
think
draw?
how YFP played today already on Split has already proven to be so much better, to where I'd be intrigued now, like, Lemon here, when we go into this map, if okay, YFP, like, doing themselves, they're looking good so far, if maybe this could be a lot closer when you kind of put it down on paper. But we'll have to wait and see what the agents
on how YFP have been able to push Oxygen to their limits, and a Neon Penny is
Dropped in a smoke. Target down.
You have a little bit of changes going through both of them. Give it up to
Refreshing.
Silva at this point as their initiator. I love it gives me a little bit of like meaty boost style when you're looking at Heretics on the other end. I love
Spike
that you can
planted.
actually use Penny. The reason I'm gonna die on this hill is that I love a Neon to be a nice little counter or an upgrade to what a breach does and a breach brings into your execution. Not
No
only can you
peeking.
really bolt and stun, you can combine it with Bones' satchel, with Bones' beam sizer.
Drop
But
in
it
a
also
smoke.
allows you to just face check on top of the relay bolts, whereas a fault line, you still have to stay behind and run util. So now you have an opportunity to stun and really close the gap on how you're trying to scale up and take map control. So I love
Last player
in
standing.
terms of creating space, and I'm hoping to see that coming out
Wrong,
of
wrong,
YFP
wrong.
here with the
Please.
composition that they bring today.
That relay bolt is so good close range, so if they wanted to push elbow through A, that works out.
Drop in a smoke.
Last round before the switch.
The Penny is showing
Didn't
us
care
all
how you do it.
different
Just
duels
spend
that
all your money. Let me buy
like
what you're
the
good.
Raina, now like the Neon. But Oxygen now on pistols. He gets spotted here by the Tail Knight.
Reloaded.
You're gonna get a lot too. So with that Oxygen, they're just gonna pick up the spike and decide to move in and still try to death ball towards the A side as well. Here comes the drop going in from the A lane, trying to create space, and there you go.
Spike down A.
Everyone from Oxygen have different plans.
Drop in a smoke.
But Oxygen still trying to now Penny ready to finish what they started.
They will
Spike
cower.
planted.
Oxygen
The hunt begins.
No peeking.
Safe.
feels no one is facing Oxygen.
Revive me.
Left the area.
Your duty is not
I'm
over.
surprised of how they entered the site there for YFP.
My ultimate.
It's tight, sir.
One enemy remaining.
It's just mistimed. We really didn't get into the site yet for OXG, so they had to catch them there off guard playing towards the goal. That's why I have so many X's there. Should be an easy plan
Switching
right now, but
sides.
there's still a camera that's going to get a lot of info. And
Could I have a drop?
into the unknown. Damn, you love being here.
Really bringing this down to the wire. Bones. No way. And almost the pick that they got. Now getting tossed up by the breach. It's an easy pickup for someone like Dapper. Got hit by paint shell there. But nonetheless, Oxygen does have to prevent the defuse. And Steve should stayed on their side of the smoke. But as time runs out, Oxygen come out. And it's more for Scuba. in
Right
that
here.
Oh, that
Right
was so
here.
unlucky for Bones to not get that pick in the backstab there from
Hit.
Scuba that was
No
getting ready
peeking.
to smoke towards the area.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get wall bangs with I mean,
Hit.
the
Have a kit. Refreshing.
here from the front of the B side, but I love the aggression, the answer that came back from OSG. Fought one because you have a perfect plan to just spray through space with the pulse plan.
Enemy A. Gonna play straight.
No peeking.
Good there for OXG.
One enemy remaining.
Hang by actually, they're playing pretty much. I like to call this the GB strats, the Greenberry strat back in Classic 1.6. That's something actually that Gary.
Drop in a smoke.
Two rifles and a couple of pistols, try to create space, and they'll get a free
Stay
sight for
alive.
them to hold it.
I want
The A
their
side.
life, not yours.
He said GG. I'm like, oh, the Golden Boy. Well, Oxygen send the line. It does pick people close. Satchel to maybe stop this. Neon. Oh man, Penny got crossed up, and so did her follow-up. So Oxygen now just have to clean up.
No whinging.
These kills.
We've come back for
It
worse.
goes down, and Oxygen taking a pico.
And the ones that actually had the rifles are still at full health here. 125 on each. So the only thing you have to do now is buy utility.
No peeking.
Because you could be very frugal, especially now that you have a bonus round for OHG. It's okay for you to really try to... Actually, we'll still buy full armor here for Verno. So he goes for the 1700, gets util behind it. And they're actually trying to snowball once again towards this B site. Maybe mid-control at the beginning too. May have some satchels coming out from Redux and a fault line to follow up, because there's a lot of pings in this market.
Not really nice from Physics. Not paying anything this time because all the action is across the way. Speaking of that, Scuba, ready for the backstab. Has the paranoia. Where is the help from Oxygen to pinch through this? And there's Redux pushing up, trying to take advantage.
Dude, planting, you gotta fucking...
Doesn't actually get executed well enough. They'll still salvage the round.
Spike
Taking
down
control
B.
of the site.
One enemy remaining.
YFP. It's all
One enemy remaining.
who I want to watch. They got the spike down too, but that's one enemy from behind.
30 seconds left.
That one, right? Penny. Stand
He's also
calm.
repositioned towards
We
the
are
market, so he has
Valorant.
an opportunity.
We are
Actually, I don't know if Dapper heard it. He's looking back towards the market, but despite that drop that we heard, sometimes the comms could be convoluted there, where he has to check his cans. He's still checking out the right spots here towards the re-clear on the B site. And now with the camera looking back towards main, he knows now that Penny's or flanking back
30
or
seconds
holding
left.
market.
Let's do what we do.
Right here.
Trying to draw out, get any kind of noise from Penny. Rifle V. Bonus round here, Oxygen. Side. Going down. Penny versus down. Pew pew. Penny chooses the right side, and it's a 4K for Penny getting the defuse.
And that's a 30 HP clutch on a 1v1 too, that he's able to win that one as well. Yeah, 4K, a
No
big
peeking.
one to enter the site. I mean, it's still a great bonus round that we saw from
Right
OHG.
here.
The TP that maybe confused me for some of us to be like, why the hell is the TP back there? But he threw a beautiful parry,
Spike
which
planted.
then forced YFP to just
Drop in a
stay in
smoke.
the corner of the staircase and they can flood in this area. Yet you're still fighting against Penny towards site. So he's still anchoring up in that area.
Alright.
So that was nicely done in that sense.
Here,
And there you go. All these duels that are being won for him. And it doesn't give a chance here for Dapper to really get a real look towards the site when
One enemy remaining.
That's 3. My ult is ready.
the whole flood.
I reckon I'll take a kick after this. I've earned it.
Trouble. That's a sturdy pillar though in the middle, destroying all the util they can to make the great escape and all through the throat. Penny gets cut down. The great punish out of Oxygen and a change of pace, like you said. I'm hoping she uses camera to see someone walking that back mid archway.
West, keep your guard up.
They're gonna have the whole plan revealed to them. Why you're trying to react fast enough? Oxygen seeing that the site
Cut your wish.
and are gonna plan.
Easy plan as well.
Refreshing.
Showstopper off the plant 2 for Redux. This actually puts all the chances over at OHG to really get this round. They don't get instant kills right now for YFP. I think
Drop
they're
in
gonna
a
have to
smoke
save
green
it.
side.
An expensive round right now for them on defense.
Done. Spike planted.
Boom bot absolutely doesn't even make it to the box. It was just a Minch
No peeking.
collects. It's up to Jonah on a 1 versus 2 and still has to defuse. Knows where Redux is.
Last player standing.
Back like I never left.
And that's a win for
Last player standing.
Bro, peak.
So meaningless.
We talked about the change of pace that YFP did on that previous round, but that came out from Penny because
Right
after the
here.
initial push, I still think they had both of his icons off the stuns under that lightning bolt that you could see under the overlay. So if there was that relay bolt, I feel that pop flash right here that's being thrown, throwing the push down would have been huge.
Oh shite, I lost my pet rock.
It becomes a flash on the other end. Bonus gets a pick though.
Penny's gonna do this again.
No peeking.
Got an ult. Better watch out. Not even at the
Reloading.
There is the plan for Oxygen. Head towards B.
Hi. Bye.
Watching over. When the sentry
Right
happens.
here.
No, you don't.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
They had a nice back control. They know the hit was coming towards extremities. More kills.
Listen
With
up,
the
you
sheriff down
muckers.
towards bottom
If
mid,
I
they
don't
have
get
the
back
lower
up,
line set
just give me a nudge. I might not be dead. Just take me a wee kick.
Down B. At least Penny's there. Yeah. Live beam. Crossfire. Windows Oxygen down to 3. Still comfortable enough to go for the plan. Top side there is YFC with smoke out there
Right
by
here.
Suva. Not much for this defense to work with utility-wise. Teleporting on this site there.
Folded trash is ready.
Past that main corner. Oxygen both stacks on the
Drop in a smoke.
Everyone is panicking.
Right here.
The hunt begins.
What?
Spike down
I've got
C.
your trail.
One enemy remaining.
That was so nice there.
Last player standing.
Again, it really came down to long range stinger to get that pick and give a chance.
Dizzy's up top. Someone's there.
Chance for as we talk about plant the spray
Nice move.
into the staircase. Well, it gets a lot harder when there's a lot that's being thrown, so you don't have the right line to really look out from the pillar to really spray on that right spot. A nice little
You must fall.
thrifty that was won
Then
by
fall
YFP,
near me.
which, like, look at the economy from OHG now. They're in shambles, they're going back for an easy buy.
Okay. Oxygen. That was
No.
a tough one. Tigers is left behind. Oxygen will cover this just barely. Sunny's having a good round. Now, after Neural Stab, what a great take.
Ándale.
With Oxygen for B-side take again. On the other side is Bones. Waiting.
No
to be in
peeking.
position at the
Up on it, please.
Spike down
Never
A.
left. Stay.
So is Penny.
One enemy remaining.
Still pretty good here for Verno and for Scuba. That was almost punishment there. Verno, that initial
What
kill
will it
against
be this
Thief and
time?
all that util
Have any
against Penny.
patterns emerged?
Doable at that point, but Thief was able to click back to get the last kill. Very nicely done now for YFP to tie up the game. 3-3 scoreline. But again, we've mentioned it was a 2-rifle buy around an eco from OXG. So it still keeps the economy quite low right now for YFP in round number 7. Look at Bones, he's got no money. Unless a weapon was dropped at the beginning of the round, something like that, yeah, he's gonna have to go for a judge and close the gap with that weapon.
Drop in a careful here.
Walk up there. Sometimes Penny is headshot
No
from
peeking.
mid, and that's not fine. Bit of an assessment from Penny. Oxygen quietly through elbow and has almost weird timing.
Right here.
Mitch tried to check the corner. Penny peeks, gets the first kill. YFP has spotted the push. Now they're ready to smoke off every entryway
Right
for
here.
Oxygen. And at least Uba will teleport and try to set up a paranoia.
Enemy spotted. A. No peeking. For you. Reloading.
Trying to go for trade.
One enemy remaining.
Refreshing.
Because that low HP is going to be everything right there for YFP to be the silver lining and the way to seal the round right now is they have this spike that they're currently watching. And also with that boom bot spotted, at least one player is trying to fall back towards orb.
30 seconds
They're
left.
still trying to work towards this site, which
Time to stop back
this
up.
call. The econ is so low right now for OHG. 17 seconds left. And, don't think
Confident, I guess. If you're
Right here.
Oxygen.
10 seconds left.
Some breach
Right
until
here.
they shake up YFP. They steal the spike. Just hope to get the plant off. And then surprise what they go for is. And
Let me show you how to
time
fuck
ran
stuff.
out. Options limited. YFP will get the defeat.
I guess you're also counting on your star
Barrier
players to
created.
really pop off here on a actually caught YFP on the mistake of letting you pick up
Drop
the
in a
spike
smoke.
as well, so that was maybe an opportunity right there to turn things around and getting that plant actually at that will allow for you to buy small shields and potential rifles around. I mean, look at it. I mean, Verno is already 600 credits for a small
Last player standing.
Not only the economy, you have bullets to work with. This
Drop
is
in a smoke.
around this right now. They're one away from a showstopper. They could still have
Match point.
maybe a judge buy
Once more into battle.
for
I'm not
Redux,
tired.
while
Are
Redux
you?
buys a rifle for Verno so they can create space off the Warden Thunder. So there's still ways to cook things up here off this timeout, which is, again, Bunkar. Usually really good off these timeouts for OHG to maybe even, I mean, I saw it in the chat, oh, Bunkar timeout? This should have been 8-4 half now. But we'll see if that's really going to be the case, though, because YFP looks really good on their defensive half right now with this neon that they pulled out on Penny.
Mitch, null command with how many...
No
much
peeking.
YFP have at their disposal. Null command could just kill all of that. Be huge for Oxygen.
Right here.
What site really fits them the best? And from the shadows from Scuba, it was a cool attempt from Oxygen when they keep it on the back. of the
Drop in a
site,
smoke.
the paranoia maneuver, but got a bit messy. But now mid control from Oxygen.
Right here.
From the shadows, from deep actually. And he's has a way.
I've got your trail. I want to eat. My ult is ready. Back like I
Spike
never
down.
left.
Last player standing.
Gives the upper hand for Oxygen.
Greatest.
Defenders win.
By OHG. What the hell? A rolling thunder to push out towards the spawn and screw pot into spike when they realized how quick they were trying to go here for YFP. I mean, the idea that you have TPing up towards the spawn was a way to really try to maybe TP across the trip or some of that. I mean, it would have been hurt no matter what on the pulse plant, but they're really trying to delay as much as they could here towards the spawn and really force to rotate back on mid where they could maybe shut down or rotate back from OXG from B to A. But for them to move in towards that site, punish Penny when he slid through with no util to help him out. There was no pop flash. It was an easy kill there for Mitch. And it just flooded towards the spawn, and I don't think YFP was ready for that at all. Even the spike made it back there as Verno with the breach ult. That was insane util there coming out from OXG.
No, she still has so many options. Just have to be careful where do you decide to go, because Bones is creeping.